Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. And if this is your first time here, welcome. I am Catrice and thank you so much for clicking on my thumbnail. Today's video is going to be a work with me type of video. I have an order to do and I am making tote bags for a ladies trip for a group of women that reached out to me and want me to do tote bags, wristlets, and some t-shirts. So I thought I would take you guys along with me while I work on their order. And this is the tote bag. So it's going to be, their colors are black, cream and silver. And I'm making their tote bag out of canvas material with this fabric here, which is a really pretty black print. And I left enough space because they're going to have their logo and their design in the center of the tote bag. So let me reposition the camera and we can just go ahead and get started right into the video. All right, so I am going to start with the panels, and this is canvas material, and it's really nice, thick, and durable material, which is good for everyday shopping totes. This is actually what I use to make my shopper's totes out of, is this type of material. So anyway, what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut the panels out. I have to make, they want eight items of each category that I'm making. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my 16 panels out and get those stacked up and get them ready for the straps. So I'm going to do that off camera, get these cut real quickly. It won't take but a second. And then come back on camera and be ready to do the straps. Okay, I just wanted to pop in real quickly and say, when you're cutting heavy material like canvas, it helps to stick a little stick pin in there to kind of hold it in place so that when you're going to cut, you can get accurate cuts. Because this material is very heavy and durable, and sometimes you have to kind of wrestle with it to get it to stay in place while you're getting ready to cut. So what I do is I just kind of line it up like that, and then I put the little pins in. Ouch, don't stick yourself. I put little pins in, and that holds it to help me put it in place on my cutting mat. So I just wanted to pop in real quickly and say that. And I am almost finished with all the panels. I needed to cut 16 of these panels, so we are almost done, and then it'll be time to move on to the fabric portion. Okay, so we have all the panels are now cut out. So I've got 14 panels over here because I already have one of the bags made. So this is the 14 panels that I need to go ahead and start sewing today. And I don't know if the camera is going to pick up or not, but you see how canvas material kind of frays on the end. That's normal for this type of heavy material to do. But there are a couple of ways that I can do. You can fix this. One would be sew it up with a serger, or use some zigzag scissors like this. So when you cut in a zigzag motion, it's going to stop the fraying, or use binding. So I think for these, I'm going to use binding on the side of it. And what that means is just taking the fabric, the black and white fabric over there, or black and ivory fabric, and well, I'll show you guys later, but anyway, you're gonna put it along the seams and sew it, and then that'll give it a nice look on the inside. Because canvas fabric, you don't need to put a lining on the inside because it's very thick fabric and it'll hold up. But anyway, so we are done with cutting this, and my next step I'm going to do is cut the straps for the tote, and then I can start sewing. So yeah, so the straps are next, and I will go ahead and get those lined up. And I think I need to get the heat press out. Well, not get it out, but turn on the heat press with the straps so that I can get a nice crease when I go to sewing. And for the canvas material, you see how it kind of wrinkles a little? That's going to go away when I put their design on the bags, because I'm going to use my heat press to press the design on the back for them, and that steam is going to take the wrinkles out and put the design into the bag. So 2 steps at once and that will be taken care of. Alrighty, so let me get the fabric out and go ahead and get ready to cut the straps. Okay, so I have all of my straps completed. Well, not completed, but they're all cut. So this is 16 straps. Well, actually 14, because I already have one made. Let me make sure I got enough. Yep. So this is 14 straps. And now what I'm going to do next is go ahead and fold them, because I'm going to fold the ends and then fold over and then sew down each side. Just like I was making straps on my other tote bags, I'm using the same process. So I am going to go ahead and get these clipped using my handy duty clips. And what I'm going to do again is, so basically just take the strap, sew in, not sew, fold in, and then take it, put some stabilizer in the middle of it just to give it a little bit of stiffness, not too much. Put the stabilizer in, put it on the heat press, get it all nice and pressed out, and then make one more fold and then clip it and go ahead and sew down the ends. So let me go ahead and get my stabilizer cut, and I got a few pieces already cut. I just need to trim them down so they can fit in the center of the straps, and the tote bag is coming right along. All right, so this is what I was talking about when I was saying that I will fold the edges in half, and I just used my little mini heat press to do that. So the next thing I'm going to do is put the lightweight stabilizer on here and use my heat press, the automatic heat press, to put that down, and then the last step would be to fold them over and sew down each side. So I typically heat it at 300 degrees for about 4 seconds because I don't want it to get too crispy, but usually 4 seconds is good enough. So we're going to do 300 degrees, 4 seconds, and just do this whole entire row. The straps are pretty long, so I just kind of put it in a little at a time and see how it's not lifting up, so that works perfectly fine for this particular project. So I'm going to go ahead and do the remainder of these and get them ready to be clipped and sewn down each side. And I have, I'm going to do these 14 of these to do because I'm using 2 straps per tote bag, one for the front panel and then one for the back panel. And when I come back on camera, I will have hopefully everything clipped and ready for the machine. So now that I have all of my straps cut and stabilizer on and folded, it is now time to start the clipping process. So I will do a few on camera and then probably finish up the rest off camera. But basically, let me move all this to this table behind me. So what I do is I just take one long strap and fold it over like that. And then I just put clips all the way down the side, going that direction. And then I head to the sewing machine and go ahead and start stitching them. So I go ahead and close them up, and then I place them on the tote bag to be sewn on the panel of the tote bag. So I am going to stand here and do all of this, but I will more than likely fast forward because I know y'all don't want to see me standing here just clipping on straps. But I think once I do this, oh, you know what? My next step I need to do is sew the top of the panels on the actual tote bag. And I'll demonstrate how I do that in a minute. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and get these straps taken care of. And when I'm doing batch sewing, I like to do, one bulk item at a time. So for instance, do all the straps at the same time, and then do maybe the panels and probably sew on my logo. So things like that. And it just helps make it go by faster. The only reason why I completed one complete tote was because I wasn't really sure how I wanted to do it. She was a really nice customer. She's like, whatever design you come up with, she just gave me the colors and told me to run with it. So I had to kind of sketch out a few different ideas. I had to keep in mind that their logo is quite a bit of words, and then there's also an image that's going to go on the front of the tote bag. So when I was designing it, I had to keep that in mind to make sure that I leave enough space for all of that. So in the end, this is what you end up with. One long strap, everything is clipped, and that just holds everything in place while I'm at the machine sewing the open end together. And then once I take it over to once I get the panels ready to have the straps sewn on, it just makes it a lot easier. Everything stays in place. So yeah, that's pretty much that. And then I think after I do the straps, I am going to take a break because I am worn out. What I may do after the straps is go ahead and cut the elastic for the scrunchie. Those are fairly easy to do. I mean, it's the same process as the straps. They're just not as long. But I pretty much do the same thing without stabilizer, because you don't want to put stabilizer in something that you're going to be scrunching it up. And if you want to see what my keyring wristlets look like in the form of a scrunchie, they are on my website. You can go there and take a look. And that's Catrice Designs. And I have them there. And so you guys can, take a look, what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of speed this process up real quickly. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to do another step or end the video. Probably make this a two-part because I have a lot to do. And I know I can go faster when I'm not trying to film, but I wanted to make sure that I get a video out this week for you guys. And I wanted to kind of show you my process before I got too much done and too much completed and then not have anything to show. So the only thing left are the t-shirts, and I probably would just do the t-shirts off camera because that just involves heat pressing an image on And my channel, this channel is about sewing and embroidery. So we will skip over the t-shirt part. Unless you guys want to see it, let me know in the comments. I will be happy to share. And I will definitely show the scrunchies because that involves sewing. And I think that is it. So I'm going to fast forward it right at this point, and then if I decide to start with the scrunchies, you guys will see that part, or I may put that in a part 2. Okay, so I just wanted to pop in quickly and show you guys this. So this is what they look like once you start getting everything clamped. And I'm going to put these to the side because I still have these to do. And I need those clips to finish up with these because I've got clips also on something else. So what I'm going to do is take a break from these straps, and I am going to take a break from the straps and start on the panels. So they're already cut out. I just need to fold the top part down, and I'm going to use these pins to pin the top part of the panel together. I didn't want to use pins on the straps because it's fabric and I don't want to poke holes in the fabric. So let me reposition the camera and then I'll show you the panels. All right, so I've got my panels out here, and what I'm going to do is, remember I mentioned about the fraying of the canvas type material. So what I'm going to do is fold this over twice and then do a stitch down. So just folding it like that and doing a stitch all the way down. And I'm going to pin this in place because canvas material is pretty sturdy. It can handle the pins. So I'm going to sit here and go through all of these here with the pinning and go ahead and stitch these down. And then once I do that, then I can put the panels together and they'll be ready for the straps once I get those sewn. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do all this today or not because your girl is getting tired. And let me just put a little clip right here for a second. So let me go ahead and get this done, and then I will pop back in midways and give you guys a check-in. Okay, friends, I think I'm going to end the video here because I don't want to make it too long and I don't want it to be too boring. So we will stop here at the panels and pick up, if I do a part 2, I will pick up at the part of the wristlets. I'm not really sure, but I may move on to something different. But anyway, I just wanted to bring you guys along with me as I go through in order, and I appreciate you all hanging out with me. Hopefully you made it to the end, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and if you are not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. And until next time, guys, I will see you all in the very next video. Bye.